All right, so we're out here with the Ford Lightning, and when I got this truck, I knew it had some issues, and one of them is that somebody did a half-ass turkey pan delete, which right here, I don't know if you can see that. Right here where my hand is the wire, is the vacuum line that comes off the back of the turkey pan on this truck, and then they just put these stupid little filters onto the PCV valves. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the blower off, delete that vacuum line altogether because it is leaking from the back of the intake, and then we're going to go through the process. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those little filters because they're leaking oil everywhere, and I've got a catch can right here that we're going to go ahead and install on the truck. So I want to go ahead and put the camera on a time lapse and start pulling this this blower off. Wish me luck. All right, so there it is. The blower's off, the heat exchanger's out, and let's see if I have something here. Right back here, this little hole is where the vacuum leak is. So on the other side of that, which I can't get back in there to show you right now, but on the other side of that is a plug, or an elbow, and that elbow tends to be what leaks. So we're gonna go ahead and yank that thing out. I've got a fitting to put back in there to plug it, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna put this back on time lapse. We're gonna get that out of there. Apparently, from what I've been reading, it is a major pain in the ass, so wish me luck. All right, so I got the little elbow out. I can't show it to you because I dropped it back there, and we're just gonna let that thing fall out somewhere. So it was not as bad as they made it seem online, but it definitely sucked. So what you do to fix this problem, you can see down there, you got the holes open now. Let's see, where did I put that? The vacuum line that came out of it right here, this was the end that was down there by that hole, and you can see just how cracked it is and how mangled. And I mean, I can see a hole right there, right down in where this, whatever this was up against. I mean, this is done. So that's gonna go away over there. So what you do is you go down to your local hardware store and you get you a 3/8 NPT plug, galvanized, and we're gonna take and get in our bag of tricks here. We're gonna get some thread sealant. We're gonna throw some thread sealant on this guy and put it in the hole. You can do it one of two ways. You can either do it from the back side or the inside here. If you do it from the back side, you are more talented than me. I am not, you know, I got these big old hands, big old arms, I'm a big guy. That gap back there is not very forgiving. I'm not gonna bother trying to put it in from the back. It really doesn't matter. Go ahead and goop some on here, and I mean, there's not really a reason to be too conservative with this. I mean, you don't want to make a super big mess, but whatever. We're going to go ahead, and I don't know how much that I can see here. We're going to just liberally coat this real quick. That way we know that this thing ain't going to leak again. Because I don't want to do this again. We're doing it once. That's it. so that was interesting. Phone call was my boss at work asking me if I could come in for a few hours. I haul gas for a living, and well, they had a store that needed some gas, and they didn't have any other drivers available, so you know what, I went ahead and did it. I gotta make money, I gotta pay for this thing. So it's about I don't know, 6 hours later. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Now it's obviously raining outside, I'm sure, as you can hear. It's a little colder, so I've got the heater going. Hey, look, the cover just fell off my GoPro's light. So, you know, we're back out here with the Ford Lightning, and where I left off, I got the plug put in the turkey pan there. Turkey pan, vacuum delete, whatever you want to call it. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is, because we've got everything out of the way, and I'm not really sure when the last time it was done on this truck, seeing as I just got the truck, we're going to go ahead and throw in a set of TR6 NGK plugs. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start pulling all these coil packs, and go ahead and swap the plugs out, and then we can start putting everything back together. Oh, and then once I get that all done, we're going to take and try to clean this up just a little bit, maybe. I don't know if it's going to do any good or not, but we're gonna give it a shot. So yeah, let's set the camera down, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to work swapping these spark plugs. Alright, well, we got all the plugs out. Luckily it didn't have too many issues. They're in order from front to back. So, see, the front one doesn't look too bad here. And then they get worse the further back you go, as far as just how they look, just on the outside. I don't think this one was changed at the same time as this one. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Coil packs, I got them all sitting up here. Now I got them in order of how they came out, so we're going to put them back into the same spots in which they came out. These were all perfectly functional coil packs, so I'm not going to change them. I don't know, I guess at some point this cylinder, its coil pack went bad, because this is not an OEM one. The rest of them are all OE Motorcraft coils. But we're just going to put those back in. I'm not going to change them right now. There's no point in spending the money when they were working perfectly fine. We are going to get rid of these Autolite Platinums, yuck, for the NGK Iridiums. So we're going to go ahead and get those put back in here and torque them all down, and then we can start putting everything back together on the top of the motor. I got to make sure I get my ratchet out of there before we get too far. All right, let's go. Alright, so in this section, my GoPro apparently decided it didn't want to record the audio. All I was doing was explaining spark plugs were back in, and I didn't get the video because it was so dark outside and I had to do it outside of me actually cleaning up the heat exchanger. But really all I used was some brake parts cleaner and a bucket to catch all the old oil and stuff that was all over it in. Buy yourself a bunch of brake parts cleaner. I used probably 4 or 5 cans of brake parts cleaner to get that thing clean, and it was just so much oil. I basically kept doing it until I didn't get any more oil out of it. So yeah, that's all it is you know, clean it up. It gives you a little better airflow, and obviously it'll let the heat exchanger do its job a little better without all that oil residue. Alright, so again, the GoPro decided that for whatever reason, it just wanted to trash this audio part of this here altogether. I had gotten the intercooler tank all put back in, all the stuff on the motor, air filter back in, everything hooked up, all the vacuum lines hooked up, everything is all said and done. Fortunately, I'm looking, and the next clip is, it does have its audio, and that's the one that's most important. I did a first start of the truck, and she fired up. Kind of had a little bit of a weird start, especially for being the battery was unhooked. I ended up having to clear the codes out of the ECU. For some reason, they didn't clear on their own with the battery unhooked. I don't quite understand, but, you know, either way, once I cleared the codes and the trims in the fuel system, the truck started and ran great. And in the next clip, you're going to see where I did a couple of kind of test hits with it. But yeah, so the whole thing was a success, and the only tips I can give that I don't know if I said in this video was pay attention to where all your vacuum lines go. There's quite a few of them that hook up to this thing, and it's very, very easy to mistake where they're at. So just keep an eye on that, take pictures, mark them, however you have to do it, and take your time. This is not that hard of a job, and it's definitely something that anybody with a basic set of tools can complete on their own. Guys, be sure to like and subscribe this video, and let me know in the comments of anything that I can do differently to make it better in the future. That really does help out. I'll sort out this whole audio issue as I go along. I'm still kind of learning all this, but yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this. Watch the next little bit of the clip, and you'll see me kind of do a little bit of a test hit in the rain. Wasn't really the best for traction, but hey, it was kind of fun. Alright, so it's running. About to back out of the driveway here, and we're going to take it for a little spin. It's been raining, so I can't really get on it too hard, but I just want to see if it still does the same things that it was doing before. I don't think it will. The truck sounds a lot better than it did, so let's see what we can do here. Let's see here. We got plenty of vacuum. Vacuum's looking good. We got plenty of voltage. Truck's idling perfectly. Let's see what we can do here. And yeah, I got an airbag light on, but that's because of this thing over here. I gotta fix that. What can I say? It's a 20-year-old truck. You gotta do some things. We'll just kind of take it easy for a second, get some temperature into the motor. I don't like to be too rough on it until I got it warmed up some. Not giving me the hesitation she was before. So we're gonna call that a success. Vacuum leak's fixed, turkey pan mod is done, plugs are changed, everything's looking good, and I'm ready to take this thing out tomorrow when it's a little drier and you know, go find a nice back road in Mexico or so to see what she can do, and we'll go from there. But until the next video, have fun.